Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. My name is Heather. I'm a homeschooling mom of 3 kids, elementary and high school age. Today I'm going to be chatting all about my April goals progress as well as what I have planned ahead for May. So let's get started. Okay guys, I am actually feeling pretty good about April. Now, if you saw my part 1 and part 2 of my spring refresh, or even my April goals video, you will know that I have been a little bit all over the place with the start of this second quarter. And part of it was because we ended up going away the first couple of weeks of April, which was wonderful, but I didn't realize how much time I was going to be mentally involved with planning that trip. And so I was really unable to figure out what I wanted to do for Q2 at the end of March. And I did do a part 2 of my spring refresh and I went through my goal action plans. I'm really feeling good about my action plans. I'm still unsure of whether or not I will be shortening my quarter 2 the way that I normally do to just April and May, or if I'm going to extend it into a full quarter 2, which would be April through June. In years past, I have always done my summer refresh at the end of May because June, July, and August are the summer months in Maine, and it's just the way that I have always considered our year. I chop December right off the calendar as far as goals go. December is its own thing. It's about traditions and setting up for the new year. I do not work on any new goals in December. That's just not something that works for me. And so I've always shortened my spring quarter. I don't know if that will happen this year. It really depends on how much progress I make in May on my goals. But right now I'm going to go through my April progress and then we will set up May together. I'm a little unsure what I'm going to do, but I am feeling pretty good about my April progress. So I do have everything here. So my monthly action items, a lot of them are actually related to homeschool because we are finishing up our homeschool year right now. My first monthly action item, finish homeschool. I am done with my portion of homeschool with my older 2 kids. Lucy does still have math. We kind of roll math. We are going to be we'll probably continue doing math 3 to 4 times a week through the month of June, and then we'll start her new math program in the middle of July. That's just how it works for us. And so that isn't really part of what I'm talking about with finish homeschool. I'm really talking about the English and the history and the science that I focus on with my kids, and I have done that. So I'm really feeling good about our year. The next thing on my monthly action items was to plan 2024-2025. When I say that, I do not mean that I'm going to have everything planned because I don't. I will not have everything completely planned until probably right before we start our new year. In July, I'm not entirely sure what day we're going to start yet. That is something that I still have to figure out with the kids because I involve them in the structure of our homeschool year. So that is not something that I've done yet, but I have chosen the majority of the resources. The one thing I'm still struggling with is Jack's biology course, and I'm unsure what I'm going to do. And that may just be something that we play around with this year. It might not be one curriculum. I may piece several resources together. I do have a lot of biology resources because we tried a lot of different stuff with Emma. So we will see, but I'm feeling really good about the resources that I've chosen. I have ordered a bunch of books. I do have an unboxing video up already, and I will have more unboxing videos probably next week and more after next week. The next thing on my list was end of year assessments. I wanted to compile them and set up a date with my teacher reviewer, and I have not set up the date yet, but I have compiled most of the information that I need to share with her. We have to do a review each year for progress in the required subject areas in the state of Maine, and so I kind of go through and pull different resources. I like to make a bulleted list of what went well and some challenges. If I have questions for her, it's a really fun way for me to finish up the year. It's something that I enjoy a lot. And it used to be super stressful like the first couple of years because I didn't know what to expect, but now it's just kind of a fun time to sit down and brag about all the fun things that my kids have done for the year, and that's always fun for me. The next thing on my monthly action items was to read the Restore Rhythm section in Rhythms of Renewal, which is part of my Rhythms of Renewal goal for this year. It's all about health and wellness, sleeping well, eating well, movement. So I did finish reading that. I am not implementing all of the things. My action item for this month was just to read through it and to start to compile some different ideas on habits that I want to change. The next thing on my list was planner launch. We had Erin Condren Life Planner launch in April, and it was so much fun. I love all of the new designs. I have a bunch of videos. If you are interested, if you haven't seen them, if you are a planner person, if you're looking for planners for the academic year, which is July through June for us, there are so many beautiful options available. I'm really, really excited about it. I'm really excited about sharing the teacher planner tomorrow, so stay tuned, and homeschool planner. Those are coming up. May 7th will be the launch day for Erin Condren teacher planners and homeschool planners, so stay tuned. So I gave myself full credit for that. The next thing is my monthly reset. I gave myself full credit for that. I'm actually recording this while I'm doing my monthly reset, so I haven't finished, but I am giving myself credit because I'm doing the stuff today. The last thing on my list was my budget, and I did that, and spend tracking. I probably do not need to put budget on my monthly action items, but it is something that I just want to stay on top of. It can get very monotonous for me with budgeting because it's very similar month to month. It's not that I have a bunch of expenses that fluctuate month to month. So it can be a little monotonous to sit down and work on that when you're doing the same things over and over again. But that's why I put it on my list, so that I can just keep at it and make sure that I am touching my budget monthly and that I am actually paying attention to it. And you will see with my weekly action items relating to my finance goal why I need to do that. So my weekly action items or rhythms, the first one was Sabbath rest. This is something that is carrying over from the rest rhythm that I focused on during the first quarter. It's something that I didn't spend a lot of time exploring because I spent so much time in the first quarter exploring technology and a tech detox and changing my habits relating to technology and how I use it for my work. So Sabbath rest is something that I am focusing on more this quarter, and I did give myself credit each week this month for Sabbath rest. I am including the last couple of days of April with May. So I will have 5 full weeks starting with April 29th. I'm just going to include the last couple of days of April with May. That will just be easier. So I gave myself credit for every week this month for Sabbath rest. And really what that meant was that I was not working on my business stuff, which I often do because I enjoy it. Trying to sit and relax and enjoy time with my family, read, not do a ton of chores, that kind of stuff. That's what I'm trying to set myself up for with this Sabbath rest. And this month it went quite well. Of course, the first 2 weeks we were away, so it was a little bit easier because I was not home to be doing things, and I did give myself credit for those 2 days. Anyways, weekly planning, I did 3 out of 4 weeks, again, because we were away 1 week. Same thing with homeschool planning. And spend tracking, I only gave myself credit the last 2 weeks of April because we were gone the first 2 weeks, and I just was not sitting down and going through my bank accounts every day and writing out the spend tracking. I was still checking my bank accounts while we were on vacation to make sure there were no fraudulent charges, but I was not actively writing our purchases in my budget planner while we were on vacation, and that is totally fine. And then the daily action items and habits, they were a little bit all over the place, and again, that's because we were gone the first couple of weeks of April, and so I was not doing some of these things, primarily my communication routine and my margin routine. I did do a video recently about how I created this communication routine and also a margin routine to attach to it so that I am, instead of automatically going to work tasks whenever I have a few minutes free, I am instead choosing to do something that I enjoy, some type of hobby. Lately, it's mainly been reading because that has been the easiest thing for me to do. It is something that I'm going to continue working on. I did go through a whole workshop in my membership community on creating routines, using the routines workbook from Cultivate What Matters. If you're interested in that, I will leave a link for my membership community in the description box so you can come check it out if you want to. And then the last thing on my list was walk, and that is relating to my restore rhythm, the movement. In the winter months, it is really challenging for me to get outside and walk. It's still a little challenging to get outside and walk because it's still a little too cold for me, but as it warms up in Maine, I definitely start to get outside more. The spring, summer, fall months are really good for me for getting outside and walking every day. It's something that I really enjoy. The sun is up super early in Maine. I think it starts to come up, in June, it'll be up close to 4:30. The sun starts coming up. I know that they say technically that it rises at like 5 a.m., but it's a little bit earlier than that. And I wake as soon as the sun starts coming up. That's just my natural circadian rhythm. So I get out early to go for walks in the summer and fall, and it is wonderful. I'm trying to get back to that. When we were on vacation, I did a great job. We were walking all the time. Since we've been back from vacation, I have been pretty good about getting on the treadmill. It is not my ideal to get on the treadmill in our basement. It's dark and kind of cold and not motivating to get down there. So I've been doing okay. It is something that I hope to continue throughout the month of May. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the camera around and we're going to go through May together. I'm not sure how much I'm going to put on my May tending list. We will see. Some of the things that are on my action plans that I didn't actually put on my April goals, I did start working on. Number one is my master bedroom closet. I went through and got rid of all kinds of junk in there. I do still need to go through clothes. My husband needs to go through his clothes. He's not inclined to do that, so I'm not really entirely sure how that's going to work. It's a little bit more challenging for me to declutter spaces that are shared spaces if I don't have everybody else on board. So my hope is that everybody will see when I'm getting rid of all of my stuff, they will also want to participate. We shall see. And the other area that I started on is my unfinished basement. This is something that I have been talking about. I thought I was going to do a lot more decluttering during the first quarter, but I didn't. I spent a lot more time deep diving on technology and this technology detox and shutting off my phone notifications, putting parameters in place of when I'm going to actually be online. And so I did not have the space to do a lot of decluttering. So I have started some of those things. They were not on my April tending list, but they are in my Q2 action plans. So maybe we'll go through those a little bit as well once I turn the camera around and we fill out May together. Okay guys, I just had to make myself some coffee to get me through this May tending list. It's actually a little bit later than when I recorded the April portion of this video. I am in the middle of my monthly reset day, and my monthly reset video will not be up for a couple of weeks because I have some other content, but I am in the process of moving into my new life planner from Erin Condren. I got the 18-month, and so October and November are the days line up with May and June of 2024, October and November 2025. So if you have the 18-month planner, just know that if you want to move in early, you certainly can. But as I've been going through, I have a couple of things. So first is the monthly dashboard pages. When I was not using the Power Sheets for goal planning the past couple of years, I ended up moving into my Erin Condren Life Planner, and I would set up my tending list in here. Now I am back in my Power Sheets, but my work related goals are not in my Power Sheets. I have removed them, but I have not been good about keeping them in my Lightstream notebook. I have lots of lists and collections in here, very similar to bullet journaling, but I have not been good about really setting up my goals each month in my work planner because I don't have a good routine for it. And I haven't been doing it with my Power Sheets because I'm not setting up my work goals in my Power Sheets, and so it's not prompting me to do my work goals like it used to. But I did get these goals pages in my Erin Condren Life Planner. These are new. You can add these in. I think it's $10 for 20, and it ends up giving you 19 goal page and progress tracker layouts. So what I'm considering is moving my work goals into here and then going back to using these monthly dashboard pages for my work-related goals. I think that that's a really good idea. Anyways, that just came to me as I have been filming my monthly reset day. But let's focus on May. I know you're not here for that. Okay, so, oh goodness, I have no idea what I want to be working on in May. That's a problem, isn't it? I come into these videos really not having anything set up and I just do it all on camera. I probably should spend a little bit of time doing setup beforehand so that I don't have to edit so much out of these videos or have it take so long. But anyways, I am not sure of encouraging words or my priority yet. I do have a few things that I definitely know. So the first thing relating to my continue to lean into and pursue passions goal, which is also my homeschool goal. I try and combine the two because part is showing my kids that I'm living out my passions, but also helping my kids with their passions and homeschool. So purple is my homeschool family color. And the first thing that I'm going to put on my monthly action items is to finalize 2024-2025 homeschool planning. And what I mean by that is not the actual lesson plans. That will come at the end of June when I look at like the first probably 9 to 12 weeks of our first semester and really lay out exactly what I want to get done. But right now, this is getting all of the resources that I need. And in fact, I should put that over here. I am going to put, this is where I needed to start, guys. Okay, finalize resources, purchase. I need to structure our year and start date. That's just putting it on the calendar. And then I also need to find passion project resources for my kids, because I did meet with them and now I need to figure out how we're going to structure their passion projects. I want them to lead as much as possible, but they still do need my help finding new resources and purchasing those resources and kind of getting them in-house so that they are available to use when my kids need them. This is my action plan. List of projects I want to complete in 2024 and start one. That is something else that I would put as a monthly project. So list of hobbies and projects plus start one. So technically that is 2 things, but I do already have a little bit of a list of some hobbies and things that I want to do. I think that my starting one is actually just going to be knitting dish rags that we need, which I think that I talked about in one of my other videos, probably my part 2 of my spring refresh where I went over these action plans. Okay, so that, if I do these 2 things, I will be finished with my action plan that I have for Q2 for homeschool. Will there be more things that I want to do? Yes. If you will notice, I just put April and May up in the corner because I'm still unsure if my quarter is going to be the traditional Q2, April through June, or if I'm going to cut it short like I usually do at the end of May. We will see. May is a 5-week month, so it is possible that I will get a lot of this stuff done. Okay. Then the next thing that I'm going to put on my list is not really goal related, but it is part of the time that I have in May, and that is Emma's birthday. And we actually have 4 other birthdays in May for close friends and family. So it is a very busy month for birthdays, and that will take some time away from what I have for time to do these projects. As an aside, this is the Starbucks Nespresso Creamy Vanilla that my friend Joanna got me for my birthday, and oh my gosh, it is really, really good. So if you have an espresso machine, the Virtuo Nespresso, the Creamy Vanilla Starbucks pods are delightful. All right, so for my financial goals, I am going to put on this side 2024 budget, and I am going to put check in with Matt, just kind of have a meeting. I want to lay out spring and summer projects. These are things that I did probably in December, but I want to revisit them. We went away on vacation, paid for that vacation, which is good, but we kind of need to revisit the budget as a whole and just see what are the most important things. I think we need to replace the roof on our garage, which unfortunately is not something that I want to do. I really want to get a kitchen island, which I've been trying to do since we moved into this house back in 2020, but we're not there yet. We need to focus on savings goals for the rest of the year. That kind of falls under this prep for the homestead needs, summer projects, and whether or not we're doing a yard sale. I still need to figure that out. So on my tending list side, I have finalized 2024-2025 homeschool, and all of the things on my goal breakdown page on the other page will be part of this. So I will get full progress bar if I complete all of those things. Same thing with 2024 budget. I will just go down the list that is on the goal breakdown page for this. Then I am going to put, let's see, I did do the master bedroom closet, and I have started the unfinished basement, but it has not gotten that far. Although I think by the time this weekend is done, I will have gotten through it. All right, so I'm going to put here declutter, and I am going to put the homeschool material, because we should be done with homeschool in May. So hopefully by the end of May, I can get all of those books put away. That is my plan. I can start to actually put a lot of that stuff away now because Emma and Jack have finished their history and English. They do still have research papers left to do, but they don't need their books for that. And then some of the other resources, I can just move them, and that just means getting them out of my office and back into the basement on the homeschool shelves. So this is actually part of this goal as well as part of my home management goal. I'm going to put unfinished basement here. That does not mean that everything is going to be done, but I just want to make progress on the basement. And then the other thing that I want to declutter is planner supplies, which I did a little bit of before we went on vacation, which I think I said already, but I still need to do a little bit more. This might be too much. We have these eaves in our master bedroom, and there's bins of stuff in there that I need to go through. I'm just going to put those 4 things. I have more things on this goal action plan for decluttering. I don't know how realistic it is to get through all of these things though. We have Mother's Day, Emma's birthday, other birthdays, so I don't know how much time I'm going to have on the weekends to get stuff done, which means I am going to be relying on time during the week, and that is a little bit more challenging for me to get through. Okay. So over here, I'm going to put declutter, and again, same thing. The projects that I have on my goal breakdown page will all be related to this declutter. So if I get all of them done, I will get full progress. If I get some of them done, I will get partial credit for that. The next thing is my rhythms of renewal goal. So I did read the restore rhythm, but I have not gone through all of these other things. So let's see. This is the book that I'm using for my Rhythms of Renewal goal. I know that I've talked about this at length at this point. I will leave it linked in the description box if you're interested. So this is the Restore Rhythm: permission to play, eat smart, know your identity, take a walk, seek adventure, break a sweat, push yourself. So essentially it is all about health and wellness. That's kind of how I look at this restore rhythm. So the thing that I still need to focus on is what play looks like for me. And I've been trying to do this since Q1. I want to focus more on play this year. I'm trying to do that with utilizing this margin routine that I've created, not trying to always work in the margins the way that I have since I started my business back in 2011. So that will probably be helpful. But what I've noticed is that when I have those margin times, if I don't do work tasks, it's very easy for me to flip into just scrolling on Instagram or watching YouTube videos or whatnot. And so that's why in the first quarter, I really went through that tech detox, trying to figure out what I wanted technology usage to look like for me. And that is kind of figuring out how I want to utilize those margin times with hobby projects. So there is still a degree of figuring out what play means, and that can be just going for a walk with my kids when they want to go for a walk, or playing a game with them, or just sitting down to watch a show or a movie with Emma. Those are all things that I'm trying to do more of, because oftentimes my play consists of me just reading, which I absolutely love reading. Don't get me wrong, I would probably read all day, every day if I had that option, but there is so much more that I can do, and we're getting into the nicer weather in Maine, so I do want to take advantage of that. And I think that as the weather gets nicer and we're outside more, I think that is going to be a little bit easier to manage this play aspect for me. So what I need to do is consider what play looks like. I don't know if I want to put restore rhythm on the other side. I don't think I'm going to. Actually, I will put this here, and under this I am going to put food prep, which needs to be monthly and weekly. So planning out some stuff, and then weekly when I do my grocery shopping, actually do the food prep. I also need to make some appointments. I think I only have 3 appointments that I need to make, but if I can make 2, hopefully they'll get in before I'll be able to get in before the end of the year. And then I think I'm going to put walk, but that is going to be a daily habit, not part of the monthly. I'm going to put restore rhythm. I'm going to put food prep here, and I'm going to put walk here. So those are all part of that restore rhythm goal breakdown section. So up here it's going to be making the doctor's appointments and figuring out not necessarily a monthly meal plan, but maybe if I look at theme days, Taco Tuesday or Meatless Monday, or, well, we don't eat a lot of meat anyways, but like I tend to make soups and chilies on Sunday, but we're getting into warmer weather, so maybe we'll have like a day where we're grilling outside, and a day where we're just doing like salad bar type things. But just having the food prepped in the fridge so I can just grab things to make, I think that is going to be very helpful. There are 5 full weeks in May, which we already talked about. Okay. The other thing that is part of my restore rhythm goal is going to be Sunday planning, monthly cleaning tasks, because so I didn't really do them January. Well, I did some of them January, and then in February I decided, or at the end of January, I decided the first Friday of the month is when I'm going to dedicate to doing all of the monthly tasks that I have listed in my Passionate Penny Pincher home planner. Those are things like giving my dog her medicine, cleaning the washing machine, cleaning the dishwasher, spot cleaning the oven or deep cleaning it if it needs it, cleaning under the sink, those types of things. I didn't do it in April because we were gone, and so I need to make sure that in May I actually do them. So this is going to prompt me to do them. And then the other monthly goal relating to my Continue to Cultivate a Life-Giving Home is something that I'm starting to work on today, but I know it's just brainstorming right now, and that is the weekly and daily tasks, weekly projects and daily tasks. And what I mean is sitting down today during my monthly reset, I'm going to brainstorm the things that I need to do each week, the weekly projects that I want to work on in my home from this schedule from Passionate Penny Pincher, see if there are different things that I want to add to this list or things that I want to take off from this list that don't really matter to me. Like my kids don't have their own bathroom. So some of this stuff is just a little bit different. We don't have a junk drawer at the moment because we got rid of the armoire that had our junk drawer. So I need to get some furniture actually, which maybe I should put that on my list too, but that might actually be under my nurturing finances. Sorry guys, I'm all over the place. I'm thinking of things as I'm writing them down. So I just want to go through and figure out what the weekly projects are and what are the things that I need to do each week to keep my house in order. I have my daily habits down and I pretty much have the monthly cleaning tasks down, and I will probably try and do like a vlog to take you through how I do all of that stuff and what I actually do. It's going to be different for everybody depending on where you live, your life situation, the things that are important to you in your home, you know, all of that kind of stuff. But I can at least share what some of the things that I'm trying to do monthly are. That is another thing that I want to work on. I don't know if I should put homeschool planning down here because essentially I am done with my homeschool planning for the year as far as weekly planning goes. But I may need to just update book lists and stuff. I don't know if I even need to do that weekly or not. That's probably more of just a project. I will just put finalize 2023, 2024 in my teacher planner. There we go. Okay. I am going to put weekly projects here because I do want to choose weekly projects for each week this month and then do them. Either the ones that are listed already in the Passionate Penny Pincher for the scheduled weeks or choose 5 new projects. We will see if that happens. Okay. Then I am going to put my AM routine here and I'm going to put tier 1 and tier 2 because I need to figure out how I'm going to manage these 3 tiers of my morning routine again. I am not going to include tier 3 and instead I'm going to put tier 3 of my morning routine up here. And that is writing to my kids in their journals. So if I can do that once a week, that will be good. Now, the challenge is that I don't know that I'm necessarily going to be doing these things as part of my morning routine. I've talked about this a little bit in some of my goals videos in the past, that my kids are now waking up early. They're setting alarms not because I've asked them to, but they just want to get up early so they have a set amount of time before we get started on our homeschool day to do their passion projects or to get ready for the day. Or Emma likes to go run. Jack likes to talk to his friends before they go to school in the morning because his friends are public schooled, so he'll text them while they're on the bus or whatever. Because of that, I am not doing my morning routine stuff outside of really my write the word journal and planning my day and my coffee, which is tier 1. So tier 2 is all of the extra resources that I like to do, nonfiction reading, guided journals, and then tier 3 is memory keeping, writing in my kids' journals. So I don't have time for tier 2 and tier 3 in the mornings when my kids are up early. But as they finish up school, it's possible that they will stop setting an alarm and just get up when they want to, in which case I will be able to do these things again. So I kind of need to figure that out or plug these tier 2 and tier 3 into some of the margin time, but I haven't figured that out yet. I'm going to put my dailies down here because I've not been as good recently since we've gotten home. In the past week and a half, I've not been doing my dailies every day. I'm kind of like every couple of days I'm doing all of the things. Things have been pretty clean and taken care of, so when things are nice and don't look as dirty, I am less inclined to do the daily things daily. But right now I'm looking at my desk and it's my monthly reset day and my desk is full of planners and notebooks, so they probably should be put away. What else do I want to put on here? The other thing that I want to do is my communication routine, which is technically a work goal, even after I just went over and said everything about not having work related stuff in here. But the reason I'm putting this in is because my margin routine for my hobbies is stacked with my communication routine. So if you've read about habit stacking from Atomic Habits, it is where you're connecting one thing with a habit that you already have. And so I'm trying to do a little bit of habit stacking here. It's a little bit different just because I'm sticking to my communication routine in the morning and the afternoon, and my margin routine comes in the middle of the day. But I just have to remember that I have done the communication routine, and in fact, I probably should have written it twice. So what I'm going to do, this is probably going to be a mess, is I'm going to separate each day into 2 little boxes. Okay. It's not very neat, but this is going to prompt me if I see that I have like a check mark or a little dot or something. It's probably going to have to be a dot. If I've done my morning communication routine, then anytime I have margin throughout my day, I can use my margin routine. I don't have to focus on this. And it's just kind of to prompt me that I don't need to get on to work tasks. I don't need to be answering emails or questions or whatnot, except for the times that I have set aside for this communication routine. So hopefully that will work. Okay, I'm going to put declutter here as well because I would like to do a big project each week. And then I also want to put 1 bag per day down here. And can I get my little boxes? We will see. Okay, here we go. Not at all neat, but I need this on here, this 1 bag a day. Okay, so these are my goals for May. I am going to put my priority as declutter. I do not have any encouraging words. That's not really a thing that I care all that much about, but I am going to put some stickers in here. I thought of another thing that I want to put in here. My book list. Technically that is a hobby, and I have been in a reading slump. I don't know, I think the last good book that I read, I don't know. I haven't been reading much at all lately. I've mainly been reading nonfiction, which I absolutely love nonfiction. I'm not one of those people that hates nonfiction books, but I need some more fiction books in my life. So I need to figure out what I'm going to do. But right now we can do some color coding. There we go. Those are going to be my goals for May. We will see. I did put some quotes in here for encouraging words. Work hard and be proud of what you achieve. Create your own sunshine. The goal is not to be better than anyone else, but to be better than you used to be, little by little, and adventure. So I think that is really good. I'm really pleased about this May tending list, and it is possible. I'm actually feeling really good about my action plans. And I think that I might be able to do my summer refresh at the end of May. Now, never say never. I may end up bleeding over until June, but right now I'm feeling really good about things. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you have questions about anything that I talked about, please let me know in the comments, or you can come over and join my membership community where we talk a lot about goals and encouraging one another as homeschool moms. I would love to have you over there. Thank you again so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.